What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build It video. I know I haven't done a video in a few days. I apologize. I've been trying to deal with my piece of shit phone. My city, I finally was able to unlock limestone. I just said, screw this. I'm taking 2 minutes to my damn self, and I'm going to get this shit done. So I went over there. I put a bunch of pop boosters down, and I was able to get that actually unlocked relatively easily. Should have done that sooner. And I was able to finally get that done. So now I can actually focus on everything when it comes to my channel and doing videos for you guys and all that good shit. So this video, okay, I know, ignore my city, okay? I know it looks really, really bare. There's nothing here. I've moved everything over for the time being because, like I said, I am actually going to be rotating stuff out and designing and stuff like that. So I've got all my stuff in store. Look at this shit, you guys. I'm not kidding you. Look at this. Went to, because this is something that I had boosted my population with, was this stupid thing here. I have 12 of these stupid things. That's 120 platinum keys. And that's not even the beginning. I haven't even pulled them off of 3 of my maps yet. But it's a 60% pop boost and it's got a wide area. You know what I mean? A large area, pop boost area. So, all right. What in the hell has been going on with the contest of mayors this last week? Or 2, actually, I should say. I know you guys, EA has screwed it up big time. I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but I do know the way to deal with it, okay? It's still the same general concept, the same general technique that you guys have always used before. Now, it's going to be harder and your decisions are going to be much more difficult, okay? Every single part of the contest of mayors has a technique that you're going to follow. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to learn, and I've actually put a label on these things because I got sick and tired of, you got to understand, when it comes to teaching you guys, it's kind of a learning experience on how to teach, right? So I have to take, when you guys send me your guys' lists, I have to look at your list and come up with an answer as to which task is the correct choice. Now, essentially what I'm doing is I'm using like a process of elimination, so to speak. And so based on all kinds of things, if it's premium, if it's non-premium, what level you are, if you have tokens unlocked, what league you're in, all of these things I take into consideration when I look at your list. So then I can give you an answer. Well, I can't sit here and answer 3 billion people on what to do. So I have to teach you how to get the answer that I'm getting, right? Now, I had to sit down and really think about that one for a minute because there's so many different things to look at. I'm like, okay, what exactly do I do that to get the answer that I'm getting? So once I was able to break that down, I was like, all right, that works. So I'm going to call that CoM 101. Okay. Now I have a video about this where I go through, I talk about the premiums and all that good shit. And I've seen a lot of people's comments in YouTube videos, or on my YouTube videos, in the Facebook group that we have. And I've seen a lot of people saying things like, I only did my premiums, or I focused on, I don't touch my non-premiums, or what have you. And I said to separate your list from non-premium to premium. You cannot only do your premiums. I wish in a perfect world you could, okay? Then you wouldn't have this issue. It would be pretty simple now, wouldn't it? You'd be like, all right, look, these are non-premiums, these are premiums. I do my premiums. I do my highest premium. Oh, if only CoM was that easy. Like, really? That would be fucking awesome. No. Okay, it's not that simple. You're gonna get into situations where you have, because you have a total of 12 assignments on your list, right? You're gonna get into a situation where you have 12 non-premiums in your list. What do you do then? Which one do you cycle out? Well, now you're like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just touch the gold keys and really fucking screw myself over. Yeah, no. You have got to be very, very, very careful. There's really actually a lot behind how to select the right tasks. Now, honestly, doing the basic general rule of thumb, you can pretty much run a 2K average doing really, really, really bad sometimes. Like if you just focus on your highest task, you can spend an obscene amount of cash and tickets and other things to get that kind of result. But the point of the matter is it really doesn't do you much good if you win CoM every week, but you spend 900 cash to do it, right? Now, you can sit here and you can try to put yourself into a gold key loop with like a repair 5 or something, right? And like maybe a VU3, a launch VU3. But the point of the matter is if you get put in a loop for that long, how long until you're out of VU? Not long, okay? And then how long until you have to spend cash on VU because you really don't want to break that loop? And then you're like spending fucking $900 cash to win $1,000 cash. So that just seems foolish, right? And that doesn't include whatever airport flights you do. So I broke down the contest of mayors into these categories, and I'm going to try to do a video per category. Now, a couple of these videos are already done. So you've got a loop, which most of you know what a loop is. And I've seen, again, this is another one that I've seen a lot of you guys make mistakes on. A lot of you think a loop is when you see a recurring task a couple of times. That is not a loop, okay? A loop happens at the end of the contest, like the last 10 or 15 tasks or last 10 or 15 tickets. It is when you get the same exact assignments back to back to back to back to back. No matter what you fucking do, you get them back to back to back. If you change the task that you're picking, you will break the loop. So if you have a really, really, really good loop, you might not want to break it, right? Even though it's exhausting all of your resources. Now, check this shit out, you guys. And I was actually surprised to see it myself. There's triple loops now. There was never triple loops before, and I can say that for a fact there was not. Okay? I have been playing this game for a really long time. I have seen millions of fucking screenshots. I have 30,000 screenshots on my phone right now that are just for the contest of mayors. I have studied the contest of mayors an obscene amount. I've watched for patterns. I've watched for all kinds of stuff. Like, the shit that I analyze, you guys, is insane. It doesn't even compare to the stuff that I put in my videos, okay? I've worked my ass off to give you guys the advice that you guys get. So trust me when I say this, I know what the hell I'm talking about. There was not triple loops before, okay? There is now triple loops. Now, what does that mean? I saw 3 players this week that had the same exact 3 tasks in order back to back to back. And one dude actually had it for 30 tasks. He hit loop territory at 15, right? Then he had it for 15 tasks, and then all the way through his 15 tickets, he had those same 3 tasks. Now, one of them he ended up having to cancel because it was an upgrade. The other 2, one was VU, and the other one was keys. Okay? So that was a nightmare for him. All right? Then I had another guy in my group, same general concept, except for he didn't listen. Well, he kind of did, but, no, he didn't. I'm not even going to say it. He didn't listen to me. When I tell you not to touch that gold keys task, unless it's a rare instance, and I haven't explained when that occurrence would be, but this was not that occurrence. Well, anyways, he had left. I have people send in their screenshots. I give them an answer, and if I'm not on or available, then they have to make the decision for themselves, right? Well, he was missing those 7 screenshots, and when he had come back, he was in a loop with a gold keys for 2K and then a VU for 3K. So launch VU for 3, and then the 5 gold keys. So he was paying because he was low on VU, he was paying for shipments to get the keys, and then he was paying cash to get the VU. And he must have done that task, oh my God, amounts of times, because he was just stuck in this loop. And he could have broke the loop, right? But if he would have broke the loop, he would have risked not winning, because who knows what it would have given him then. Now, he knew, how do you do that? So You have a 2K task sitting there that you've touched, right? You're in a loop. So you know for a fact that if you do this task, it's going to give you a 3K VU. So then you're like, how can you pass that up, right? So then you do the 3K VU and you're right back in the same situation and dilemma you were just in. How do you pass it up again, right? And so it's really problematic because you know if you break that loop, you're not going to get anything better because that's what you're dealing with now. Even no matter what, at his level, he would have ended up getting airport, which he would have had to pay for, or he would have got upgrades, which he couldn't do, or he would have gotten production, which he was limited on time. He would have burned through all of his tokens. So you really have to understand and plan for this type of stuff, right? So I'm going to teach you guys about loops, and like I said, just watch for those triple loops. If you guys are in loop territory, which would be the last 15 tasks or the tickets, be very careful what you pick, because if you fucking screw yourself over and end up in a loop that you don't want to break, you're going to end up wishing that you did, right? Now, essentially what you're trying to do here is you're trying to rotate, and this is the hardest part for CoM is going to be rotation. Rotation and reverse rotation. That is the hardest part of the contest of mayors, and I'm going to try to get you guys to understand what rotation is and what reverse rotation is. Okay, so we've got a couple of things here. We got leaderboard assessment. That is at the very beginning of the contest. You guys are going to look at your leaderboard. You're going to look and see if there's any hackers. Maybe there's people from your group in there. Maybe there's somebody in there that you're with every week. If you notice somebody has 80,000 points and it's the first 10 minutes of the contest, I mean, that's a pretty good indicator that they're a hacker. Okay? So I have videos up about that. That is leaderboard assessment / hacker. That's the very first thing you do at the beginning of the contest. Now, the next thing that you do is task assessment. What is task assessment? I'm going to show you. So, task assessment is when you open up your, we're going to pretend that this is the beginning of the contest, okay? And that we're doing a task assessment. So I'm going to hold down on my power button on my phone and I'm going to do a screenshot, okay? Now I'm going to hit this little button here so that I can cross a few things off. Now, a task assessment is when you go through the list that you currently have and you cross off anything that you know for a fact that you're not going to touch given your current circumstances. Now, just because you do a task assessment once doesn't mean that's going to remain that way. It just means right now, these are the circumstances. These circumstances could change after a few tasks. They could change if you have limited time. They could change if you go up in level. All kinds of things can change your things. Like maybe you weren't in war and now you are. And so now those tasks are available to you, right? So you've got to look at everything. Anytime you make a selection, that is what you're doing. You're either trying to predict future tasks and open up possibilities, or you're trying to line it up to get the right things. That's all you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at my list, okay? Now, usually I crop this out so that it's like this. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to do the VU repair. Why am I not doing my VU repair? Well, it's a non-premium task. And let's just, this is what, okay, I got to back up, you guys. I should have said that. Setting the scene. Okay, setting the scene is another video I'm going to be doing, but that is where you explain what's going on in your game. How do I know if I should cross this off unless I know where I'm at with the game? And what I mean by that is this. Is it the beginning of the contest or the end? Am I in loop territory or am I not? Am I a high-level player or am I a low-level player? All of these things have something to do with the way that you select your tasks. Now, let's pretend for a minute that, because many of you watching this are between levels 18 and 24, let's pretend that we're going to pretend for just a minute that I am level 18 to 20. Actually, no, we're going to say I'm level 18, okay? I do not have silver tokens unlocked at level 18 or 19. So, That being said, let's just pretend that this electrical task is something like a glass task for you level 19 players, or a textiles task for you level 18 players. Let's pretend that it's the beginning of the contest. So this isn't going to work because I have too much stuff in my list that you guys don't have. Okay, fuck it. I'm a high level player. Okay? I'm stuck showing you guys. I'm going to show you guys on a different list that is easier for you guys to understand. This isn't going to work. My list assessment is so much different than your guys's. Give me just a sec, you guys. Okay, you guys. This is CPT's tasks, okay? This is the beginning of the contest. He's a level 24 player. As you can see, it says 5 days, 4 hours. That is how much time he has left. He is in Mega, as you can see, because he has 59 tasks in total, and he has one selected. That would be 60 tasks plus 15 tickets. That is the Mega. Mega, you get 60 tasks plus 15 tickets. Okay? So, the very first one that he selected was the 3K War Disasters. Okay? Or Upgrade War. So, that is the correct choice. Now, he only gave me half of his list, and his screenshots got really messed up. I did have his full list at the beginning of this, but that's how I know that that was his correct choice. Without seeing the bottom of his list, I would not have been able to determine if that was his correct choice, but I know that it's correct because it's a 3K task, it's premium, he's in Mega, and there's nothing higher than that. I know that that is correct, okay? Now, this is his second task, and this is, based off what I can see here, correct, okay? Now, I can tell you that a lot of you are probably scratching your head going, well, why didn't he do the VU repair for 2000 or the monster for 2000? Well, probably because he didn't want to open up that disaster, okay? That would have been problematic. Because it's non-premium and it's only a couple hundred points less, yes, you always want to take into consideration that you want to get the most points from every task. But if you open up a non-premium too many times, that will eventually come back and bite you in the ass, right? So he made the correct choice here, okay? He doesn't want to touch those because they will come back. They will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Those VU repairs, they will come right back. Now that monster, he may not have had the monster. I don't think the monster was there. Typically, you don't want to touch the monster, okay? If it's 2,500 points and it's there, if the monster is actually there, then do it. But if it's for 1,000 or 2,000, don't touch it for the rest of the contest. Then he got a delivery to London, okay? So that was a 3K task. That is correct. So right now we're looking at his thing, and it's showing that, okay, so he does the 3K deliveries, then he gets the launch 3. Now he's here. Now, I can't see the bottom of his list, so that's kind of the frustrating part. But let's just pretend for a minute that this is his entire list, because this is the general idea on how you're going to make your selection, okay? A task assessment is where you go through and you cross off anything that you are not going to touch under any circumstances, given the current situation that you're in, okay? So right now, we know that we're not touching the monster because, one, it's not there, and 2, because there's no reason to touch that damn thing. It'll just open it up and it will come right back again. And it could come back of a higher points value. Hopefully it would come back of a lower points value if we were to touch it. That's kind of what we would want. Now, we're looking at the smoothies for 1,400. That is a premium placement. So a production task will open up possibilities for premiums. Then you have the deliveries to Paris. Those are non-premium. Deliveries to Paris are never worth 3,000 points. But Paris upgrades are, but deliveries to Paris are not. Deliveries to London and Tokyo are premiums, okay? So we're going to leave that Paris alone. That 720 planks, that is way too low to touch right now, okay? Most of the time, you also have to take into consideration that you want to look at the points values in your list. Normally, in a typical setting, you have 1 or 2 tasks that are right around 800 points. Then you usually have 1 or 2 tasks right around 3,000 to 2,400. Then you usually have 3 or 4 tasks between like 1,600 and 2,000. And then the rest are somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 points. So they kind of give you a little bit of a mix, right? Now, as you start to rotate things out, you're going to rotate out high premiums. You're going to do your high premiums, right? But you want to make sure that all of your non-premiums are of a lower points value. If you have all of your non-premiums sitting at 2,000 points, that's not going to be very good for you. That means you're going to probably get a lot of 1,000 point premiums, right? So it's something that he needs to keep in mind, but he doesn't want to rotate them out just yet. So what should he do here? Well, he should not do the planks. He can't do house upgrades. If he cancels the house upgrades, it's just going to come right back. He doesn't want to cancel out the Paris or do the Paris because why? It's not premium. So he's stuck, and I don't know what's going on in his game. I don't know if the monster's there or not yet. Maybe the monster's there and he chooses to do the monster to try to get a lower monster. Maybe he does the smoothies for 1,400 because he wants to open up a premium. Let's find out what he did. I don't know what he did. Oh, cool. He gave me the end of his list. Awesome. So we're going to do a task assessment. So, task assessment. And this is what I would do if it were me. Now, I don't know if he made the right choice. Just bear with me here, okay? So, that we cross off. That one we cross off. Now, not sure about the monster because I don't know if he's there or not. No, no, no. Done. Okay? That is a task assessment. Now, I'm going to go to the bottom part of his list. I'm going to screenshot. And I'm going to say, okay, and I have to know his level, okay? If you're a high level player, why would you cross off an upgrade, right? If you're a level 18 player that's leveling up to level 20, why would you cross off an upgrade? Maybe you're doing upgrades. I don't know. So it goes based off of you and your current situation. Okay, this is a non-premium task. This task, the Earn Simoleons, never, ever, ever touch that task if you are in Metro or Mega. That is a non-premium. It'll come back repeatedly. It is never worth more than 1,500 points, or it's not supposed to be. And you will continue to get that task, okay? If you are in Mega, you screwed up, you took too long, and now you're just trying to add points for shits and giggles, okay? Then fine, do that. But if you're playing competitively, do not ever touch that task. During any task assessment, you can cross that off the list 100% of the time. That goes for your War Booster task as well. That is a 1,000 point task. Never do that one as well. Now, he's got a delivery to Tokyo down there at the bottom for 1,000 points. So that is interesting to me. Okay, so that is his task assessment. Now, the delivery to Tokyo is what I would have picked, because it opens up a possibility for a premium 3K, and he needs to get that cleared out of there. Now, this is what I remember. So when he sends me his first 20 tasks this week, and I said, okay, this is where you made your first mistake. And he knew it too, because it screwed him up big time, okay? This was his first mistake. Check this out, you guys. He did it. Then he got this, right? Okay. Again, he should have done the fucking deliveries to Tokyo. He got the launch 3. Then he did the deliveries to Tokyo. Then it clicks in his head and he goes, shit, I should have done that. That was my premium. Now, before the last 2 weeks, I have been selecting his tasks if he gets them wrong. So every single week that he's ever competed in the contest of mayors, which he's done really, really well, you guys. He kicks ass. He wins every week up until the last 2 weeks. And the last 2 weeks, he's flown solo. So what he does is he screenshots all of his task choices. And then if he gets stuck, like really stuck, or he's having a real hard time, and he's like, oh shit, I think I messed up, he sends me all of his screenshots. I go through all of them, and I explain to him where he made his mistakes so he can learn from them. Now, the first week, he was like, well, you know, maybe it was because the contest of mayors was really, you know, screwed up. Now, this week, he still wanted to fly solo, so I ended up helping Belle. And Belle did kick ass, you know. We were able to get her up to like 151,000. She could have pulled more, but I didn't want her to waste all of her tokens and shit to make... She probably could have added another 10,000 points. But why? Why would I make her fucking go through all of her silver tokens? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was already had the win. She didn't have to prove anything to anybody. It would have been foolish. So, she did really well, okay? Now, I've been kind of busy helping everybody, and CPT's fallen off a little bit. And he hasn't been doing as well as he was the last 2 weeks, because usually what I do with him is he sends me his list. I say, okay, what do you think you should do? And then if he's incorrect, I correct him and he does the correct choice. And he wins every week and he does really well. He flew solo for 2 weeks and his scores have been terrible. Now, it's not because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's because he doesn't... It's like he knows it, but he chooses not to. He knew better than to touch that repair, but he did it anyway. He knew the right choice, which is why he did it 2-3 tasks later, right? It's just a matter of getting him to have like maybe a little whisper in his ear, like, don't do it. It'll screw you over, you know? So now he's made the correct choice. And he finally says, okay, I need to cycle this out. Now, before he starts producing that glass task is when he needs to see what comes up after that. And that's when he did the glass, right? Which is the correct choice, because even though he's got 4 days left, or even though this task is going to take him 2 rounds of glass, because he only has like 35 factory slots open. That's the other thing you guys need to watch for. I've seen many, many, many people, they have been in a situation where it's the beginning of the contest, they get a production task like this, and they're like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to sit here and be idle for 5, 6, 10 hours, whatever. And so I'm going to just keep doing other tasks and then do this one later. You cannot do things like that. Now, you want to keep a good pace. You don't want to go too slow, but you don't want to go too quick either. If you cut corners, those corners will catch up with you. Okay? So what better time than to be idle than at the beginning of the contest? He has all the time in the world right now. So he can afford to take that downtime, which he did. Now, during your downtimes, like this time, during the time where you're idle, I'm going to call it idle time, this is a good time for you to start prepping all of your other stuff. Prep all your other shops. Make sure that you guys are looking at all of your stuff in your list. He knows that, for example, he has a planks task here for production. He knows he's not going to get another planks task as long as that one sits there. So why would he prep planks in his shop? He wouldn't, right? He knows he's not going to do that task, so why would he prep that particular item? If you prepped, let's say, carved wood, and you have carved wood at the bottom of your list, then it's probably a good idea if you prepped something else, at least until you're ready to clear that one out, right? Or if you're ever going to clear it out. So always look at that as well. Now, he finishes his glass task. Let's see what he does. He gets a delivery to Tokyo for 2K. That is his highest task in his list, and it's a premium. Of course, he's going to do it. Now he does the chems. And I don't know what he had going on. Let's go back to the bottom of his list again, because I think this might have been his second mistake. Yeah. He should have done the smoothies, because if you look, the smoothies were 40 points difference, but at least he wouldn't be opening up a possibility of a factory production. Factory productions cannot be sped up by speed tokens. So as long as he left that ChemS factory production sit there, he would not have gotten another one. And that was a 4-hour downtime for him, a 4-hour idle time, because he does not have 48 factory slots at his level. Again, that's why you have to look at level. So he would have been better off doing the smoothies and running a token on them than, or even not running a token on them. 7 smoothies for 24 minutes, he still would have been better off doing the smoothies. And at least then he would not have opened up the possibilities of getting another chemical task. So that was his second mistake. Now he got this task. So now he's idle again, which my guess is he probably ran silver tokens or even a gold token because he's level 24. And then he got the monster. My guess is now we're in 3 days, 21 hours of the contest. So it's been 2 days since he started. Now he's finally got the monster there. So he's going to clear this out in hopes that he gets a 1,000 point monster. And if he doesn't get a 1,000 point monster, at least he can run his 2K average or even a 2,500 point monster because he knows eventually he will get a 1K monster. It will happen. As you can see, he's got a 1,200 keys there. He's not going to touch that key task at fucking all for the rest of the contest, right? Now, here, he canceled a Paris upgrade. So right now, he's got a delivery to Paris, which he knows he doesn't want to touch. He's got a Tokyo building that is worth 2,000. So I'm not, yeah, I don't know. He hasn't done the smoothies yet, though. Yeah, he should have done the smoothies over canceling this because he still hasn't done those yet. So now he gets the deliveries to Tokyo. And just these few mistakes that he made make all the difference, you guys. They really, really do. He scored really bad this week. And I'm trying to explain why. Now he's got this. This is a premium task for 2,500. Of course he's going to do it, right? Now he does the smoothies. Now that he cancels a 2,000 upgrade and the 2,000 upgrade comes right back, now he does the smoothies, right? He knows this shit, you guys. He does. I don't know what's wrong with him. If he's just been smoking too much wacky tobacco or what the fuck's wrong, CPT. But he knows this shit, which is why he's doing this, you know? You can see that he knows the decisions. It's just like, it's almost like he's trying to, I don't know. Like, maybe I can get it to do this. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so now he does the correct choice. Now he gets a 3,600 upgrade, which of course he has to cancel because it's a really high upgrade. But this is where rotation comes in. This is where Missy would look at your list and go, ooh, it gave you a high task. Don't start a rotation yet, CPT. Don't do it. And he did it. He canceled. Shouldn't have canceled yet. He's got too many tasks of high points values. 1,600 Paris. My guess is he did that. He got a 960 glue, if you were wondering. Oh, not good. Remember I just told you he was going to get a low point task? Okay. Now he does the Paris and he gets a 1,700 grass. 1,500 wood. 2,000. Then he's back to this. Now it's back again. Right? He should have done the glue first. That's what he should have done first. Okay? Get that out of the way. No. There's that monster. I told you it was going to come in for 1,000. Now it's going to sit there. We're going to leave it sit there. Okay? Never touching that motherfucker again. Because we know damn well that now that it's there for 1,000, it can never be worth less than that, right? So now it's taking up a 1,000 point task placement instead of a 2,000 point task placement, meaning it's opening up the possibility to get a higher task. You see kind of what we're doing here? We're trying to eliminate things and make other things come up. We're trying to manipulate the algorithm of these assignments. Certain assignments pop up in duplicates where others do not. Certain assignments can be worth a lot, whereas others cannot. Certain assignments have a higher frequency of popping up, whereas others do not, right? So you're looking at all of these things and you're trying to manipulate everything. So now He just did an assignment that is a non-premium that he should not have done. This was his next mistake, okay? He just opened up the possibilities of getting garbage, basically. Even if he gets a high point task from this, he would have gotten a high point task from the glue as well, right? So let's see what happens. 1,700 wood again. Cool. He still should have done the glue, is what he should have done in this particular instance. Yes, it is 200 points lower, but the glue is going to open up the possibility of a better task because it's a production premium just sitting there. Now he does the glue. See, you know what I'm saying? He knows this shit. Man, I wish I could just like fly over to wherever he lives and just smack the shit out of him. And he gets an 1,800 fucking stone. Finally, right? Actually, he got the 1,800 stone right after that. Okay, cool. Here we are. Now he gets a 3,000 point rare. You see where we're going with this? See how it finally opened up something good? Okay. This is a premium, clearly, because it's 3K. He does that. He gets a 1K disaster, a launch VU. That is a premium task. He has to clear that opening. If he does not clear that, he will not get another launch VU. You can only have one at a time. Now he gets a repair disasters for 4. Right? Yep. He gets the VU repair comeback. That must be the screenshot we missed was when he did that. Isn't that convenient, CPT? The one that Missy would say not to touch. Let's delete that screenshot. We'll try to smooth it on past. Maybe she won't notice. Maybe Missy won't notice I did a bad thing. Right? Yeah, Missy notices. I seen that little sly move you did there. Okay. Upgrade. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that would have been the right choice. Yeah. Ah, that sucks. That really sucks. Okay, so he's got a shipment, which is a non-premium. He should not have touched that. That's his next mistake. He should have canceled out that Tokyo town, is what I would have canceled out next. He got a 3,600. Okay. I guarantee you that damn stupid cargo is going to come back and take up another fucking task, but he got a 3,600, so that's good. So, yep, here we go. See, it makes up for it when you got to get hit with something like that. That's not good. You know why it's giving him that launch 1? Because he's got so many. You got to look at the rest of his list. You got to look at what's at the bottom of the list. How many, if you want to have a variety, right? So by now, he should have done a task assessment. He should have backed up and went, oh, anytime that you're confused about what to do, anytime that you're having a really hard time, like, okay, this isn't working, I'm canceling something and I'm not getting what I need to, that is the time to step back and do a task assessment, okay? You're going to take a screenshot of your stuff. You're going to cross anything off that you are not going to do under these circumstances. And then you're going to say, okay, out of these few that I didn't cross off, which one is the best selection out of these 3? And that is what I mean when I say you're going to work your 3 tasks, your top 3 tasks. So now would be a really good time to do a task assessment. Now he gets the bricks. Now he went, ew. Ah, CPT. Oh, man. Okay, I know he hasn't touched those planks, so at least he's got that going for him. Actually, no. I think what he did here was he was frustrated because he didn't want to cancel that 3,600 upgrade. That's what it was. Okay, see what I'm saying? This is what we call setting the scene. Just me looking at his list, it looks like the wrong choice. I would say cancel that 3,600. But without being able to see the bottom part of his list and know what's going on in his game, it's hard for me to say if that was the correct or incorrect choice. Now, I think, just because I know him and I know how he thinks, I think what he did was he was getting frustrated because he had canceled this so many times, and so he was hoping for something better. And that is why he cleared it, because I know that 720 planks is still in this list. And that's why he cleared because he still had 1,800 task there. So I think this actually was the correct choice, but looking at this, you would not see it as a correct choice. So I think he did make the correct choice here. Yes. Okay, so now he gets the 600 production of carved wood. And so he's like, okay, that did not work. So he clears the Latin, right? That's when he gets a 2200 idle time glass task, which really sucks because he's only got an hour, 1 day and 21 hours with 20 tasks left plus 15 gold tickets. That really sucks. So he does the glass, he gets this. That's good. Now he says, fuck this shit, and he cancels this damn thing again, right? Gets a 1200 Latin. So now this is the next choice that he made that was wrong. Okay, out of these two tasks, out of the planks and the carved wood, what should he have done? He should have done the carved wood. Why? And a lot of you are probably looking at that going, why? It's less. Okay, again, you got to think a little bit outside the box here. What does this open up? We know that the carved wood task is usually a really high task, right? So as long as that sits there of a low points value, he has eliminated all possibility of getting that high carved wood task. So even though that one's 120 points more, all it did was open up a planks premium. That's the possibility it opened up, which I guarantee you he finally probably got something good after this, but he would have got something good after it no matter what. And he still would have been better off clearing that carved wood. Okay, so youch. Yeah, okay, so he clears the chemicals because he's kind of forced to, right? Again, I would really like to see the bottom of his list. I can't remember what he had because I might not have told him to do any of this. In fact, honestly, I probably would have told him to pick something at the bottom of the list. Let's see what he does. He gets that. Okay. Yeah, and this part I remember. This is when he came to me and I said, this is when he came to me. He came to me and I said, okay, we're going to rotate. We did a reverse rotation on him. Because he was in loop territory, this is what I remember. I said, okay, cancel the 3600. These two I had fallen off Messenger for a while because I don't remember those at all. This one I remember, and I said, do the smoothies, which he did. I don't remember that one at all. I must have fallen off Messenger again. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Now he does, okay, this, yep. Yep. Okay, so here, now, why did we make this selection here? I wanted to show you guys something. We're at 7 tasks left. We're in loop territory. Really, 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 really close to loop territory. And what I was hoping for, because his points are so low, because he's made so many mistakes this round, I was hoping that we could, because he had so many tasks left, he only had 17 hours and he had 22 tasks left, right? With tickets. Now I'm like, well, you've only got 17 tickets, dude. So let me look at your leaderboard. Let me see where you're at, if you have a chance in winning first. So then I'm like, you know what? Why in the hell would we cancel out? Why would we use all your tickets? We're not going to use your tickets. So you're pretty much at the last 7 tasks, right? And I said, let's try to get you thrown in to a loop of repair disasters and gold keys. Something like that. Something that's going to give you a 2K back to back to back to back. Because we would, at this point right now, with how many mistakes he's made, his points are so bad that we just want to add anything that we can with the last little bit that he can do. So he did that, and then I told him to go with the gold keys. Now, he got those 2 very, very small production tasks. Now, right now, he's got 3 productions sitting there. We were looking at the tables, but we hadn't completely eliminated all possibility of him using a couple of tickets because he was actually pretty close to second place. So we canceled that and canceled that. Then we did the tables, okay? Then he got an 1800 smoothies again, which we did. Now he's in second place. We were able to put him 7,000 points above second, or above fourth, I mean. Now, he would have had to score 40,000 points just to hit second place, just to pass second, which second and first weren't that far apart, right? Now, yeah, we could have went through his tickets, but we didn't. Because why? Right? Why? Then next round, he won't have any. Because if he uses them all this round, he'll have 2 left. So it was better off to say, you know what? I screwed up this round. I'm happy to take what I can get from it and not use up any more of my resources than I already have, and take it as a learning experience to never fly with solo, at least till he's ready. But that is just an idea of the task's choices and how they can affect you, okay? Belle, and I had focused on Belle pretty much all week, okay? I had helped her the absolute most. I was pretty consistent with her. There were several times where, you know, I was sleeping or I had things to do and she had to make decisions of her own, which she was able to do that. And she made really good choices and she did really, really good this week. And I'm going to show you guys how she did, okay? Give me just a sec here. Okay, so before I found Belle's, I actually came across Athena's. Athena's was just right around Belle's. He's one of the people that got stuck into a really bad loop. He's like, I am never touching them gold keys again, son of a bitch. I told him, don't touch them gold keys. He falls off Messenger for like 7 fucking screenshots, comes back in a gold key loop. I'm like, ooh, you done fucked up. Because his loop was way too early. And he was actually doing okay. He did not need that mess. And that was a big mess. That cost him a lot. Yeah. That cost him a really pretty penny. Now he's like terrified of that gold key task, like, oh, I'm never touching that fucker again. Oh shit. Anyways, him and Belle's were really, really close, but the difference is Belle didn't have to spend, 2,000 cash on VU and shipments. She was able to get her shit done and actually benefit this week and win first place. First place in his league did really, really well. I don't know if they're hacked or not. I don't think they are. I don't know, to be honest with you. I can't remember everybody's statistics and stats and all that good shit. So let me pull hers up just a second here. Okay, so Evolve is Belle's boyfriend. And he has some medical issues, and it prohibits him from being able to compete in the contest of mayors like competitively all the time. And so he sometimes, has some issues trying to keep up on his stuff. So we were able to pull him out of a shitty situation where he was like idle for like 2 or 3 days. And so we ended up having to put him into a loop of something that I wouldn't normally do, but it was able to give him enough points to get him where he needed to be. So he was able to get second place with 122,000, and I don't think he even used any gold tickets, if I remember right. No, I don't think he did. So he did really well, actually. Okay, so here is Belltown. That is Belle. She is a VP in my group. She's done really well. She joined me about 3 weeks ago. Her first round in Mega was this round. She won first place and she did really, really well. She's probably my top student right now. Ever since she joined in with me, she has been wanting to learn really, really bad. And not just wanting to learn, but she doesn't question the advice given. Like, she questions it in a way of like, she wants to learn, but not in a way of like it's wrong, right? And she puts 100% faith in me and CPT to give her the best possible advice. You know what I'm saying? Now, CPT isn't actually giving advice at this current moment because of some of the issues with the contest of mayors. It's kind of left him like, don't want to give anybody the wrong answer, right? So I have a little bit that I need to teach everybody, but I'm going to be teaching you guys about rotation and reverse rotation in the next couple of videos. And that is going to be how to select your tasks when you're in these predicaments to where you guys cannot fall too far behind. Because just a couple bad decisions can be very, very problematic to your score, right? We saw that with CPT stuff. So you guys, I'm going to do the best I can to get them done this week, I promise. But I wanted to show you guys a gist, an idea of how and what I do to work through these types of things. So she did really, really well. Her tasks, I'm not kidding you guys, were a fucking nightmare. Okay. I went through all week with her. I worked with her one-on-one and it was exhausting. It was so bad. Oh my God. It was like no matter what we did, it was just like walking on nails the whole way. And let me tell you one thing, she earned that shit. Okay? I'm gonna tell you right now that she deserved that win because it was hell. Okay? It didn't matter what we fucking did, it was like getting alcohol poured on fucking paper cuts. It was like, Jesus Christ, dude, we're trying here, fucking us around. But she was able to pull through and do it. And honestly, like I said, towards the end, she had some glue production tasks for 2,000 points. And we were like, well, yeah, we can fucking run silver tokens on the glue and get you, 800 more points. But why? She had already had a 40K lead. We knew she was going to win. It was the last couple hours of the contest. And who does she have to prove anything to, right? She already has a really good score. She already won. Why would she burn through all of her tokens just to add another couple thousand points? And she honestly, like I said, she probably could have added about 9 to 10,000 more, maybe even more than that. But why? There was no point. So she did really, really, really good for her first round in Mega. I definitely would not recommend her fly solo by any means, but she did really, really, really well. And if there was anybody that could fly solo in my group, it would be her. Okay, her and CPT. CPT needs a little help now. Yeah, I think he's fallen off the wagon. I was like, dude, you fell off the wagon. He's like, bitch, I got thrown off that motherfucker. Like, yeah, it was bad. So I'm going to get him back on track. And like I said, he knows this stuff. You guys will get it too. And I'm going to do the best I possibly can to get these videos up for you guys. I'm going to try to collect some of their screenshots from this week. I was really hoping that Belle's would be in order and her stuff's not like in the exact order that it should be, because it would have been a really, really, really good learning experience for you guys because of all the hell that we went through. I'm going to try the best that I can to put together some examples for these next couple of videos, but just know that there's going to be a video called Leaderboard Assessment, which is already up. Then there's going to be CoM 101. That's where I go through and explain, like, okay, how you're going to do beach in Mega and not in any other league, or how you do land expansions in the lower leagues but not in Mega, or how, basically the rule of thumb through everything. And that's already in our Contest to Mayor's Guide. You can pick that up on our Facebook page. You type in SimCity Build at MissyAnneYT, go to our Facebook group, and there's a Google Docs link, okay? You click that link, and it is for the Contest to Mayor's Guide. If you scroll down, you'll see a little P in parentheses and then an NP in parentheses. That's non-premium versus premium. Next to that, it will tell you what that task is about. Like if it's a beach task, like what I just said, how you're only going to do it in Mega. Okay? Once you learn that, that's CoM 101. Then you're going to learn rotation. And that is when you rotate out high non-premiums for low non-premiums to get high premiums. I know, tongue twister, I say it in a lot of my videos. High non-premiums. So something like a 2,500 point monster in exchange for like a 1,000 point monster to get something like a 3K VU, right? So high non-premiums for low non-premiums to get high premiums. All right. Reverse rotation. That is another video that's coming out this week, hopefully. And that is when you have a shit ton of low non-premiums. And you have to pick something. You have to rotate out some kind of non-premium to get a high premium. And there's some that you don't want to touch ever. So it's a matter of knowing how to do that and how to manipulate your task list. Then there's going to be triple loop, which I do have tasks or videos on double loops, but now we have triple loops. So I'm going to do loops, and then task assessment, leaderboard assessment, which, like I said, is already out, task assessment, which we went through in this video, but I'll explain it a little bit better and more in detail in another video. And then there's one more, and I know I'm forgetting, and it's on my list at home. And that is Obviously, there's one on how to calculate your average. What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't know. I can't remember. It's on my list at home. So I'll put it on the next video. But for the time being, you guys do the best that you can. Oh, setting the scene. That's what it was. Okay. Setting the scene. Honestly, the most important ones and the ones that are not up right now are rotation and reverse rotation. Those are going to be the two that you're going to want to look for. And then the CoM 101 is already up. So try to watch that one. And I'm going to have to relabel it because it's not labeled that. Also, you guys, seriously, pay attention to this. There's going to be a playlist that says important videos. Okay? Look at that playlist because that's where you're going to be able to find all this stuff. All right?